debt-free allowed me to let go, to quit my job and to start to focus on saving money and doing the right things to prepare for my homestead. Hello world, thanks for joining me today. My name is Mickey. I live in the great state of Texas with my dog Buckshot, and I'm on a homestead journey. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about becoming debt-free. Being debt-free has really changed my life and is one of the most important things that I could have done to prepare for homesteading and buying land. So today I'd like to help you out by giving you 10 things that you can do to start becoming debt-free and preparing for your own homestead life. Now, I can't say becoming debt-free was an easy thing to do. It took me some time to really change my living habits and the things that were normal to me. I had to really think through and decide on alternatives. I can't say enough about being debt-free. It's really given me the ability to kind of let go and relax. I mentioned in a previous video that I really didn't like going into the office. I had an office job. I was working for a big multinational corporation, and it wasn't very fulfilling. Being debt-free allowed me to let go, to quit my job and to start to focus on saving money and doing the right things to prepare for my homestead. First step I took, and something that may not be so popular for everyone, but I highly recommend it, is getting rid of cable. Usually package deals with movie channels and everything else cost a couple of $100s. I didn't have movie channels. I did a long time ago, but even towards the end when I decided to give up cable and was really dedicated to becoming debt-free, I did not have movie channels, and I was still paying almost $200 a month. The bundled bill between standard internet with, there's an upcharge for HD, and there's the monthly fees for the cable box, so you get DVR, and then there are additional fees just because you don't have basic cable, even though you don't have movie channels. All of it was so much money every month, along with bundled phone and other things that they get you with when they tell you you have a better deal because you bundled it all together. It really was quite a bit of money. And I found that like a lot of people, I really didn't watch so many channels. I was watching the same thing all the time. I'd get hooked on Gunsmoke or The Rifleman or, something that I could really do without or watch it some other way. Some people have gone with the online streaming services, and they're good. There are some cheap ones, around the $5.99 mark or so. But even they really add up fast. And most people, I think, are considering that there's no perfect one yet. It's so early on that, if they have Hulu and it's inexpensive, then they want to see the Disney Plus, or they want to see Netflix and the special things that each individual one has. So you can quickly find that you're spending $50, $75 a month just for your streaming services. So I suggest reading a book. I suggest taking the time to go outside and plant some vegetables and some herbs and start to get the skills and things that you need for homesteading. Go outside. So I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, boy, that's easy for you to say, Mickey. I don't like to read books, or I just can't do without my particular show. There is free TV over the air. A lot of people have forgotten that with a good antenna, if you're living in a city or near a big city, like I am outside of Houston here in the suburbs, you can do without cable altogether and still watch all of the regular shows that everybody else is watching too. I know a lot of people are watching things like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and standard TV shows that are on ABC, NBC, CBS. Plus, there's a lot of UHF channels, Fox, and there's so many different varieties. PBS is great. I like to watch a lot of PBS. Anyway, there's free TV. You don't have to pay for cable, and you'll save a lot of money every month. So the next thing is using credit cards. I used credit cards for years, and really, if you can't afford it, you can't pay cash for it, you really shouldn't be buying it if you're trying to become debt-free. Doing without is a good way to save money. Again, I know this is going to be probably unpopular, but a lot of credit card companies are, at a minimum 12% financing, sometimes upward of 20 and 25%. So you're really hurting yourself by using credit cards and paying interest rates. Some of the things that you can do there are to consider using your debit card instead, not going to the ATM to pull cash out where you might pay fees, unless you can go directly to your bank or use a fee-free ATM. That's a good way to save on fees. But just reconsider using your credit card. Try not to use it at all. If you do, make sure that you've got no interest. Using checks, using cash are good ways to pay for things without using your credit card. But at the end of the day, you really should be considering if you really need it when you have to use your credit card. My third tip for becoming debt-free is to make sure that you don't have a car payment. If you have a car payment today, then consider trading it in and getting a used car. I traded mine in. I actually had a lease at the time because I was getting a new car every 3 years, like a lot of people, and I found that looking for a used car that had good history with a family that took good care of it, and I could confirm with the mechanics and the oil changing place that they used, it was easy for me to confirm with the history that they were taking good care of the car. So buying a used car really helped me get out from underneath the debt of having a car payment. You can pay cash for your car. It doesn't have to be fancy. Hopefully you can get away from being the kind of person who feels like they need a BMW or a Mercedes or some other kind of fancy car, or you don't mind using an old one. Again, there are lots of families who want to trade up from their old Mercedes, and they're good quality cars. Maybe it's a diesel, and you can get it for cash. If you're looking for a car right now, you absolutely don't want to get a lease, and if you're going to buy new, reconsider. Find a used car with some good history. You can go out there these days and find a lot of information on a car's history and make sure that it hasn't been in an accident and that the family that you're buying it from has taken good care of it. The car I have now, I've had it for 6 years, I believe it is, and I bought it with over 100,000 miles on it. I've taken good care of it. The people who had it before me took good care of it, and I'm at around 280,000 miles, and it's still going strong. I put a little bit of money into it every year, but it's very tolerable, and once you kind of get your other debt down, it's easy to put a little bit into your car and have good upkeep. My next tip to become debt-free is to cut your cell phone bill. A lot of people are spending a lot of money on their cell phones these days, and there's some really good quality alternatives. Look for providers with alternative plans in your area. I was able to find that I could get unlimited data, unlimited text and talk for $40 a month, and I paid for the entire year up front. I maybe shouldn't have paid for the entire year, but again, I've really embraced being debt-free, and I love paying for things in advance and having the peace of mind of not having that bill hanging over my head every month. My next recommendation Number 5 is to pay extra on your credit cards. The interest rate, as I mentioned, on credit cards is usually really high. So put as much toward your credit card payments as you can. Once you get out from under the interest of the credit card companies, you'll feel a lot better and you'll have more money to pay down your other debts. So number 6, if you have a mortgage, pay extra on your mortgage. Interest is calculated based on the principal of your mortgage. So paying an extra $50 to principal, or $100, even $200, if you can afford it every month, it really adds up quickly. And you'll find that really the majority of your mortgage is paying interest to the lender. So paying down your principal as quickly as possible is the most important thing that you can do. I had a 30-year mortgage on my home, and I paid it off in 10 years by gradually paying more and more to principal. And all I really had to do was to put to principal in the memo field of the check with my mortgage payments. Because I had a house and I paid it off as quickly as I could, now I have an asset that I can use for my homestead as well. So this was probably the second most important thing I could have done for myself besides just becoming debt-free in the first place. Number 7 is eating out. Stop eating out. Go to the grocery store, buy some good food, and cook at home. We waste so much money by going out to dinner. In Texas, it's a form of entertainment. It's really hard not to eat out all the time because, we're dating or we're, going out with our spouses, with our family. We don't want to cook, but sucking it up and cooking at home really saves a lot of money, and you'll be healthier too. My 8th tip is to look over your other bills. Is there anything else that you can do without? Maybe you're paying somebody to mow your lawn and you could do your lawn yourself. Even though you may have to buy some equipment, over a year's time, you'll be saving quite a bit of money by mowing your own lawn. Maybe you have a maid service and you could clean yourself. Maybe you have some other types of services that really you could do without and save that money and put it towards your homestead. My 9th tip may not be popular with a lot of people, but I'm going to go there anyway. Really consider what it is you're spending your money on. Talk it over with your spouse. Do they agree this is something you really need? Really thinking about what it is that you're spending money on can have a pretty significant impact on monthly debt and can give you that extra money to put down on the mortgage mortgage principal, or paying off a credit card. My last tip is to make sure that you have the best interest rates that you can get. Frequently you can negotiate with your credit card company and your other lenders and find out if you can reduce your interest rates. Also, talk to your bank. I was getting a decent interest rate on my savings account, but I found that changing to a money market account gave me double the interest rate, and even that little bit every month helped me pay down some bills. Come on, Buckshot. Come on. So that's it for this video. I hope you got something out of it. Being debt-free is, again, one of the most important things I could have done for myself before starting my homestead journey. It's really given me peace of mind. I've been able to let go of a lot of stress. I was able to quit my job. Of course, your mileage may vary, but it's been a significant impact in my life. So please like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment, and don't forget, as I always say, happiness is the new wealth.